boundary of human achievement, the new frontier.
It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
In a few moments, you will have an experience which will seem completely real. It will be the result of your subconscious fears transformed to your conscious awareness. Warning, this tape must not be played by government personnel. It can be extremely harmful and result in severe trauma. You have 5 seconds to terminate this tape. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat.
Lexi, tell us something interesting.
Okay, the Earth is flat, and a witch stole his pants.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's
Hold
foolproof.
on. I know how we're different. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know it's flat. I walk on it.
We'll find out.
Do you think the Earth is flat, Snoopy?
It's a flat world after all.
Smoke weed every day.
It's definitely the triple digits, but I don't know exactly.
It's Paige.
Find that out from before.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship, currently at war with mainstream science. Meanwhile, the Peanut Gallery is glad the DNC is currently going on because it means his TV finally gets a rest for the entire week. Why? Because he's not going to turn on because nobody's going to watch the DNC. I'm not. Well, maybe if Beyonce shows up. Welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger in fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose we are all living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Just Google Flat Earth Mark if you can't find it. Well, you're just not very good at the internet. Currently, the show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And yes, Carolina, if it is not August 20th, 2024, the year of the Wood Dragon, then you are listening to a rerun. Don't forget the show can be found on BitChute and Brighteon, Rockfin, and Rumble. YouTube is not the end of Flat Earth. It is only the beginning. Quote of the day goes exactly like this one thing. There is no way we went to the moon. No way. Who said that? Joe Rogan. Weird, right? He said that a long time ago. And then he flipped. And then he flipped back. Well, we'll see anyway. We're going to talk about it. Patricia Steer is on her final week of vacation, so my special guest host for the evening is the always delightful DJ Curious, sitting pretty in L.A. What's happening, DJ?
Hello, hello. How are you, Mark?
I am well, and I am pleased to announce, by the way, that DJ is going to be joining Patricia on the panel on a permanent basis. So in the upper section of the screen you're looking at right now, on the right side, of course, upper right, it's going to be DJ Curious. On the upper left, where we currently have Ancient Cosmologies, that's going to be the always perfect Patricia Steer. She will be back here next Tuesday. So check out that. We've never done 3 hosts before on a show. Peanut is concerned. So am I. We'll see what happens.
Nothing to worry about, Mark.
No, except that the two most beautiful people in flat Earth are just going to be stared at the entire time, and the people are going to be. It's like, who's talking? It's not those two. Who the hell's talking? I'll be invisible.
Baby.
I'll be invisible, just like I was with my friends in high school. Wonderful, because they were all ridiculously good looking. It was literally it was like me hanging out with Zoolander and his crew. Yeah,
Mark, too kind. You're too kind. Thank you. But I'm sure you hold your own. You're the fearless, daddy, flat Earth dad.
There you go. But I don't have a dad.
Now, Mark, that's what's happened.
Remember, I don't have a dad bod anymore because I lost 42 pounds. So there you go. Hey, DJ. Sometimes it's hard to find flat Earth friends, but there's an easy way to find cool people like yourself and solid info about our stationary horizontal level plane. You know what it is? It's simple. It's the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. I bet you have it on your phone right now.
How dare you?
You do, don't you?
I'm undercover here, but I do imagine that's what they ask you right before they put you in a 5150 these days.
Ooh, nice. I see what you did there. That's also the title of a Van Halen album, 5150, when Sammy Hagar took over from David Lee Roth. Watch the feature video every day for 2 weeks and see what happens. It'll be the best $2.99 you've ever spent. Oh,
it is.
It is. So sleepy. And because it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast, it's time to say goodnight to one of our listeners, Paige. She's just put on her Herculoids pajamas. That's an obscure one. Type that in. Herculoids, 1967. We'll watch the intro. It's awesome. Got a cup of cocoa with exactly 6 tiny marshmallows, and we'll probably listen to the playback in the morning. Good night, Paige.
Good night, Paige. Sleep tight.
Peanut says we may be synced. So chat room, let us know if our voices are synced, hopefully. I know sometimes you can't tell with me because I have the microphone in front of my face, but that's because my microphone is different from DJ's. Mine is a really close-up microphone. You can't hear anything in the background that much. DJ could talk from the frickin' kitchen or whatever room that is back there.
Hey, I could go cook us dinner right now.
You could.
And you'd still hear.
No, absolutely. No, I watch you pull the blinds. It sounds like a steel door is coming down. Shout outs to Flat Earther Stephen Carpenter of the Deftones. Support the Flat Earth cause and get the coolest hoodies ever. Go to the strong.family, won't you? Pick up some merch. Stephen's a cool guy. Shout out to Zulu1, longtime listener of the show, for doing a simulcast stream on his YouTube channel, Zulu1, all caps. Shout out to Shane O'Brien. He said, Mark, could I request a shout out to all the good folk that are listening from Ireland and the people who should be listening? And you know what? Yeah. There you go. There's my shout out. I loved Ireland when I was out there. Got to hang out, do some street activism in Dublin. Almost got hit by a couple drunk people. It's not just a cliche. And yes, thank you, Peanut. Look, I didn't say I could do accents well. Is that what you're saying, Peanut? Is that I can't do it? Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, also shout out. Let's pump this baby up. Let's see if I can get, you're not gonna see it on screen. Peanut and those guys will. Shout out to YouTube for killing 2 of my videos. One of them was because Seattle Mariner J.P. Crawford did a little thing and a little short, and I put it on my channel, and I called it Flat Earther, or J.P. Crawford believes in the firmament, and they said, oh, no, we're copyright striking you for that. So I haven't gotten a copyright strike in years, so thank you for that. And the other one was I got a video taken down for Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes 72 with Patricia Steer, done at the 2-hour mark for medical misinformation. Wonder what I could have been talking about back then. Well, it wasn't the pandemic. It was something else, so whatever. So thank you, YouTube, for that. Really, really appreciate that. Really, really cool. Mailbag. Got a postcard in the mail from Ben in Michigan. I actually get snail mail. You guys can mail me anything at 2125 Myres Lane. That's Myres Lane, Langley, Washington, not Langley, Virginia. That's CIA headquarters, 98260. And it says, Dear Mark, thank you for Ray Goodwin, your friend, Ben. So thank you for that. Very, very nice. Meetups. Oh, boy. We got meetups. Let's see. First one is going to be, it's the Oklahoma meetup. It's going to be the 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Red Rock Canyon Grill, 1820 Legacy Park Drive, Norman, Oklahoma. You can RSVP Jesse at 781-857-9175 or email him at 300kmailprius@gmail.com. Meetup Campout, Minnesota, August 24th. That promo is on my channel. West UK meetup, August 27th with Nathan Oakley. Seriously, you got to go in prepared for that one. You better have good questions or he's going to hurt you. Yeah, he is. Flat Earth meetup, Atlantic City, New Jersey, September 13th. I think that's the one where Zulu One's going to be there, and Alex Lowry, we use his song at the closing credits of this show. We don't like him very much, but, he's pretty talented. Flattoberfest, Spartanburg, South Carolina, September 27th through the 29th, flatearthfestivals.com, and a meetup October 12th in Kansas. I think that's all of them. Oh, I'm sorry. And Patricia and I will be doing a trivia charity event podcast August 28th on the Melodome channel. And I think we're going to be covering pop culture, and which means she's just showing up to look pretty because I'm just going to slaughter her. I'm just going to mop the freaking floor with her. I'm not going to...
They need you as a team and then versus someone.
I know. In this case, it's like, no. I'm not going to show any mercy just because she's good looking. I'm not. But she's going to, look at me and just, bat her eyelashes, and I'd be like, what? I'm just going to play dumb?
Mark, don't take out all your aggression on pretty people in that one moment. You'll destroy her.
No, I couldn't hurt her if I wanted to. It'd be like hurting a baby deer.
Exactly.
So
we can't wait. I'm excited to meet you, Patricia.
Okay, let's talk about Joe Rogan a bit, because there's a couple things, DJ. You and I, you were the inspiration for me on this one. You were the one that said, you know what? You shouldn't let this stand. You should go after Joe. He did call you out in his last comedy special. In fact, if you guys haven't watched it, we should play it, shouldn't we?
Yes, we should.
Let's play it. So I'm going to switch over to break mode, and I'm going to fire this thing up. It's only 60 seconds long, guys, but I'm going to preface it for you. So Joe Rogan's got a special on Netflix. It's called Burn the Boats. And at 8 minutes, he said that that he didn't believe in the moon missions. And at 34 minutes, he said that the Earth looks flat. But I think that either another writer got involved or they decided to tweak the comedy thing, because at the end, he said that if you're a normal grown man that makes a flat Earth documentary, you're effing retarded. And you know what? I got kind of hot flashes when I was watching this. It's like, you cannot actually be doing this to me. So this was my response. DJ said, do it in 60 seconds so it can be a TikTok. Do it in 60 seconds so the kids will do it. Let's do it. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. So we're going to go to break and we'll come right back. We're just going to play this thing. Here we go. So my flat Earth friends messaged me and say, Mark, you got to watch the new Joe Rogan Netflix special, Burn the Boats. You'll find it interesting. I said, fine. And yes, at 8 minutes, Joe says he doesn't believe he went to the moon. And at 34 minutes, he says, oh, sure, the Earth looks flat. But at the 59-minute mark, Joe referred to the word retarded and how you can still use it sometimes. He said, if you're talking to a regular grown man who just made a documentary about the world being flat, he doesn't have extra chromosomes. He's effing retarded. And I was like, why are you picking on me? I mean, yes, I was the lead in the Netflix flat Earth documentary Behind the Curve, but why throw me under the bus? And wait, I'm retarded? I've been doing flat Earth for 9 years, written several books on the subject, done commercials, been interviewed over 500 times by people like Piers Morgan, Russell Brand, and Jim Brewer. Producers love me, and try this out. If you're an alien and Googled who is the leader of Earth right now, you know who shows up in images? This guy. That's me, by the way. And you know how all of this happened? Because I looked into Flat Earth, made a compelling argument, and it resonated with a lot of people, including some of your friends. Flat Earth changed my life for the better, and I think you should finally give in and do a Flat Earth show. I'll answer any and all questions, and I think you'll have some fun in the process. So Joe Rogan people, call me or don't, whatever. I'm done. And there you go. So,
I love
that.
I love it.
Thank you, DJ. And again, I appreciated you for inspiring me to do it. And a couple little trivia things for you guys. I don't have the most modern editing software in the world, so I had to do that audio in one take. So I wrote 2 pages of script. and it came out initially at 70 something seconds, and I had to get under 59. So I cranked it down. I chopped words, and then I took a deep breath, and it talked as fast as I could. There is no audio editing at all, and you can probably hear that if you hear my breaths.
How many takes?
It only took me, when I got down to the 52nd second mark, I did it in 2 tries.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had to take a huge breath in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But
before. Amazing. Wait, let me just tell you, you did a fantastic job, because it is true that I just planted the seed, but I told you have to have fun doing this, and if you really feel compelled, and so that's why it just came out as just a really strong update on all of your Flat Earth Clues viewers over the years that are like, ooh, Mark is still at this. He still means business. He's fired up. He sounds better than ever, and he's got so much behind you now compared to you did when that documentary came out.
True.
So
True.
I thought it was awesome, and you do deserve to be on Joe Rogan, because we've all just loved listening to you over the years, and you know what? And that's one of the reasons I'm here. Just keep pushing forward, guys.
Well, you also inspired me. I'm going to surprise you a bit with this one. I've given it some thought, because you initially, after I was done, my blood pressure, if you talk fast enough times, because yes, I did the 50-second version in 2 takes, but to chop it down, I did another 5 before that, just because I had to get down and down and down. So by the time I was done, I was freaking wired, right? Because this first thing in the morning is like, it was kind of like acting, which is if you do enough takes on a certain thing, your body is going to respond. And then you said afterwards, it's like, you should do these every day. And I was like, are you out of your freaking mind? I can't do these things every day. But to be fair.
Who said that?
You did.
Did you think
You did. You absolutely told me. It's like, you should do these every day. And I'm going, yeah, I don't think that's a terrible idea, because this thing was giving me a migraine. And however, I thought about it, and I came up with some ideas. I want to run this past the chat room, and I want to run this past you, which was, I came up with a concept called not Flat Earth, but Fast Earth, which is Fast Earth Shorts, which is 60 seconds on a Flat Earth topic of your choosing, or the chat rooms. You guys can email me, but I want to hear from DJ first. DJ will bounce some stuff. What part of Flat Earth do you want to hear about? And I will go and I will see if I can. It's like, Mark, can you cover the boats going on the horizon in 60 seconds? Can you cover gravity in 60 seconds? Can you cover something in 60 seconds? Because I realized I was having fun with the time limit, which was...
Oh my God, of course you are, Mr. Pac-Man, memorizing all the courses and beating all those little brats out there.
There you go. Yeah. Well,
you need a challenge. You needed a challenge. Oh, this is great.
Yeah. So
you're fabulous. Yeah. So, of course, this would be like homework. Everyone needs a little homework.
So Fast Earth videos, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to, the thing is, I'm probably not going to be able to do it every day. It's not that I can't make it in a day. It's that to think of the text, I think of the narrative pretty much in my head before I type a single line, which was, okay, I can think 60 seconds worth of argument. And so the question is, can I do it? I'm gonna give it a shot. So if you guys are up for it, I'm gonna do it, and I think it'd be kind of fun. Let's see what the kids think. And again, that's what the trend is, right? TikTok is the thing out there. So it's like, you know what? I think I can crunch a lot of stuff into, because I've watched a lot of Flat Earth videos that are on TikTok. It's like, look, you need to get a lot of information in there to where you have to listen to it more than once. To get it all and hit pause, and I'm not going to do a lot of straight up closed caption to do it, but I will throw in a bunch of words. But I want people to turn the speakers up and listen to me.
Mark, we all just want you to have fun. So if this needed to give you that little energized kick that you need, because you have so much talent, you do have all of this wealth of knowledge, and I have been telling you, everyone, listeners, I've been telling them, it's just the way Mark is able to explain things that it just resonates, I think, on a huge scale.
Well,
massive, way beyond this reach of this audience. Love you guys, but
thank you.
We need to help Mark grow.
Thank you. I appreciate that a whole bunch. And again, I needed a little inspiration here, and this is and it's been kind of bugging me. I knew when you first told me to do a Joe Rogan 60-second response, I did not want to do it. I absolutely didn't want to do it. It's like, oh my God, there's no way. But I'm kind of walking around the property, and it's like, you know what? I can't. If I started this way and it started that way, it kind of felt like the Clues in a little bit, in a sense, where I was like, okay, I think I can do it. And honestly, my first try came out at about 75 seconds. I'm going, you know what?
Yeah.
I can do this.
I know you better than yourself already. I've watched too much Strange World.
Yeah. Okay, so with that in mind, anyone that's listening to this, please reach out. Please post stuff. I know that there's other people gunning for Joe Rogan's show. And honestly, I'd love him to do a Flat Earth show no matter what. Do I think that I could do the best job if I could get on with Joe Rogan? Yes, I do. Because I talk to him as a person. I'd build him up. By the way, I am never going to come down on him because, he always says, oh, I'm dumb. I'm a caveman. I'm not that smart. It's like, no. You absolutely are. You are not. Joe Rogan, I'm going to give him credit for what he's done. For his career, he has done a lot. It has not been accidental. He has been an actor in the 90s. He's been a comedian. He's been a game show host, multiple game show hosts and television thing. And now he does podcasting.
Joe, I'm a super fan too. I've been watching your show forever, and it's been fun to go back. I was looking at some of his comedic stuff. I was watching his radio clips. But see, that's the thing, Joe. We know that you're a truther as well. So that's why it's about right or wrong. It's like, let the guy talk, because he's going to represent it in the best way that you're going to enjoy it and have fun. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and again, he was the one that got a lot of people down the path. I will always remember that line where it's like, there's no way we went to the moon. No way. He was saying that before most people were saying it. And he had so much conviction that they went after him. And they turned him to the dark side for a while. I would like to think he's coming back. And again, his career didn't happen accidentally, like, say, Peanut will get this, like David Hasselhoff. Where David Hasselhoff, super famous, complete timing, absolute luck, right? People forget that, like, Knight Rider, I know that predates you, DJ, but Knight Rider was supposed to be a Saturday morning kids show, right? Like breakfast cereal show, and it tracked so well with adults. It's like, let's put it on primetime. Oh, hey, #1 show in the country. Yeah, let's go with that. And then it's like, oh, I know what show I'm going to grab next. I'm going to be a lifeguard. And it became the most syndicated and translated show in U.S. history. Gee, why would it be so popular in so many countries? Why would that be slow motion bikinis bouncing up and down? Yeah, that's probably it. Anyway,
I know Pamela Anderson even mesmerized me as a kid, and I was like, oh my God. What's funny is that David Hasselhoff reminds me of my father. And my dad was also a lifeguard type swimmer his whole life, so it was like interesting.
Well, your genetics had to come from somewhere, so of course he did.
No, Hasselhoff was not my type. I was like, ew, sorry, I don't know what adults are thinking.
So anyway, I'd love to do the Joe Rogan thing. I'd love to see him do a show. I know that Eddie Bravo is still, thinks that I work for the government, that I'm a secret agent. I know Eddie Bravo would be like, get David Weiss, man. He tells the truth.
Say you, and it should be like you, David, and then Austin. That's the trio. That I would love to see.
What? All three of us
follow each other, like the next act.
I gotcha.
You're the opening act. Dave Weiss should be the middle act, and then we've got Austin, the closer. To seal the deal with that, like, technical science and math that they're desperate for. Like, this is how it could work, and here's someone great to explain it. Okay, everyone, Austin wins it. Thank you.
I think David would do a nice job. However, he'd have to. The videos, he'd have to, again, kind of like with Jim Brewer. Oh, if you guys didn't know, Dave is recording with Jim Brewer Thursday. So I don't think it's going to come out till the following week, maybe. But that's going to be really exciting. So hopefully, but with David, he would have to make sure the videos, were fairly short and easy to follow. And Austin, Austin would be I'm sorry, go ahead.
Dave's listening. Dave, of course we would work with you, but I do think Oscar the Grouch needs to pop out of the trash can in the middle of the act. We'll start with Big Bird. That could be me introducing you, introducing Dave Weiss, closing with Austin Witz, and Patricia. Like, oh yeah, we got to throw Patricia as the closer. Just like seal the beautiful deal with a beautiful, gorgeous bow. That's Patricia.
There you go.
There could be a little like, and I love Karen.
I wish that Patricia did more interviews. I don't know if I ever sent you, she did what I consider one of the best Flat Earth interviews ever, which was she did CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley. And
really?
It was, oh yeah, I'll send you the link after the show. It is, if you guys haven't looked it up, it's on my channel. What was amazing was, she sit down with them on a picnic bench in Arcadia, right? Camera ready, one take, 40 minutes. And she was flawless, absolutely freaking flawless. And they used, I don't know how much of it, but I watched the whole thing, from a distance. And then
she's a closer.
And what happened was it upset so many, the CBS audience is a little older, CBS. And somebody wrote in or more than one people wrote in, and they were upset that they gave us a platform. Jane Pauley, if you know who she is, walking in the studio surrounded by globes, right? It was the opener for the show, and they pulled it. Not only pull it from their archives, they pulled it from the internet. I have a copy on my channel. Thank God they never struck it.
The part that really intrigues me most, Mark, and why I'm even sitting here, I just want the audience to know, especially if it's someone that knows me but it didn't know this detail about my life. I'm so honored that you have chosen me, asked me to be a co-host in the future. Good, but I got to say this as I go forward. Just whoever's watching, just give me 2 seconds of it's just about getting the truth, uncovering the truth. That means listening to what is the ridiculous sometimes and going with, well, why are so many people saying this? And why is it so foolish? And why do they have such conviction? And let the people speak. I mean, that's what this is about for me. Because then if it really is not the truth, then everyone can go, hey, at least we tried and we went looking for it. And we weren't afraid to walk up to that line and cross it of just being like, hey, is this ridiculous? Maybe not. So that's all I care about. And Joe, you can help with that. You have the platform. You have friends in it. This isn't a plead. It's just this is the most human thing to do. If you're going to call Mark a retard, I'm speaking to you direct, Joe, or indirectly if you called him that. Let the guy talk. Yeah. Let him just say his piece. He's had enough ridicule here on Earth that the humanity of it is ridiculous. So just let the people talk.
Yeah, and thank you, DJ. I appreciate that a lot. And I'm hoping I'm going to give Joe the benefit of the doubt here, and I hope that, because again, there's multiple writers on any comedy special. You generally don't do it on your own, or if you do it, you have collaborators. I'm hoping that it was somebody else that threw it in there at the last minute. That said, because again, it didn't make sense. I was following, I was tracking 8 minutes. It's oh yeah, didn't believe in the moon mission. I'm there with you, baby. And then 34 minutes, is well, the Earth looks flat. I'm going, I am so there. And then at the end, just before he closes, he throws this line out there. Yeah, it's come on. In fact, if it wasn't for his grandpa Viagra joke at the end, I think he would have used flat Earth as the closer.
I know. God, that made me want to throw up. So sorry, Joe. You orgasming as your grandpa was disgusting.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
But I love you anyway. And the point is, dude, this would be a fun topic. It's so controversial for no big deal. If it's not true, what's the problem?
Right. And again, I'm not going to pick on Austin Whitsitt here. I'm just saying that if you. Austin, my only criticism of him is he could come in there and Joe would feel dumb because Austin's got that cocky intellectual swagger, and he would just be throwing out words where Joe would be I almost guarantee he'd be glancing at his guys going, look that up for me. So
oh yeah, for sure. I have just a little flat earth crush on Austin myself. He's just so amazingly calm, and I have thanked him in person when I was dude, you have utmost patience because you're getting the same dumb questions over and over and having to explain the same things over and over. And it's no, these people don't even know what they're defending. And Austin has been a gentleman and such a classy representative. And Austin, this is my thank you to you direct. But it would be amazing to get there on Joe, and Joe would just need that. He wants to be smarter. That's the thing about Joe. Joe, you want to be smarter. You actually are smart. Stop saying you're stupid. We all know that you have a great memory. That's why your show does so well. Yeah. You're able to retain the information that you're actually interested in, and then you're able to follow along, and you care about these people that are on your show. I see that in you. You care about your guest. Yeah. That's why the show is great. And we have all been following the narrative of what's going on in geology, what's going on with the archaeology, what's going on with the UFO, the military, the information, and you're following that there's this kind of grip on information. And so this is just another angle to question why.
Yep. Absolutely there, man. There with you. And again, he's got no excuse. Look, other comedians have gone after it. I'd like to point out my future ex-girlfriend, Blair Socci. I think it's how you pronounce it, S-O-C-C-I, if you guys never looked it up. The fact that she worked me into her comedy routine several years after we were in the same virtual studio together. It was a Comedy Central thing. She was on the couch. I was coming in via video. I made a little, again, throwing out the comment. It's oh yeah, you look young.
That's something. Can we put that on?
What? The Blair Socci thing? Maybe. No. Wait, we can't. They already removed that. And by the way, that is one of the reasons, real quick for you guys, why I didn't include a Joe Rogan audio or video clip, was because it's so new on Netflix, and I just got hit from the Seattle Mariners for a strike that it's I'm not going to roll the dice on this. Plus, no offense, I actually can relay it faster than he could, Because remember, he has to wait for the audience pauses and the laughter, and so by the time he got through that thing, he already chewed up like 30-something seconds on the clock. It's like, nope, not doing it. So, let's see, what else we got? Oh, hey, we got to go to break. So when we come back from break, DJ and I are going to talk about whatever. We got some headlines, we got some clown worlds. We're not going to talk about really the DNC because it's super boring. We do have one Olympic story, a little last-minute Olympic story. So let's go to our first break, shall we? Where is that first break? There it is.
Hope it's the fun music.
Introducing the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock App Meetup Maker. Never miss another meetup again. You can look up meetups in several different ways. Sort by date. You can search by location or within a 500-mile radius. To create and list your own meetup, enter the date. Give the meetup a name, a location name. Add a photo. Enter your contact information. Create a group chat name and then fill out the description with all of the details. Select your background color and hit the Save button to add your meetup to the list. Once the meetup is saved, it will ask you to create a group chat for all of the meetups so people can join the group and start a local chat community. Select Public Group. Add your welcome message, and your meetup is now available for all to see. To make sure you don't miss another meetup in your area, you can select your desired radius and whether you want push notifications or email or both. Whenever a new meetup is added in your selected radius, you get notified. The Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock Meetup Maker, bringing people together all around the plane.
Join me, Karen B, every Moon Day at
Every
9:30
Moon Day.
a.m. for Coffee Talk on YouTube, Rumble, and Rockfin. You never know what you'll learn about in the coffee shop. Open topic and open phones, y'all. You can also go to flatearthfestivals.com for updates on the latest news for Flattoberfest 2024 and also for meetups, local meetups. If you want to have your meetup listed on flatearthfestivals.com for free, please email flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. It's you, me, the delightful DJ Curious, and you know what? Peanut in his X-Wing fighter cockpit, which he doesn't have to do because he's not on camera, but I love it anyway.
Peanut, where are your droids?
Hey, at least I got that right. Hey, little side thing for you. Do you know that I don't know if they sell, Android. So when they were doing the droid campaign, every time they used the word droid in their commercials, George Lucas got money. George Lucas copyrighted droid as a technology thing. Yeah, I know. And you know what? Hey, that was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album.
Night and day.
One day one day I hope to meet Joe Jackson. That'd be kind of fun.
You love.
Phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. But before we do that, we're going to go to the headlines. What do we got? We got some stuff. Let's talk about some stuff. Headlines. Oh, of course. This is. Oh, and by the way, if you guys didn't already figure out, on the upper left-hand corner, so we're going to move everything down. So when Patricia gets back next week, it's going to be like it was before, only much smaller. So we're going to switch to the headlines. The headlines will then be under DJ. Then we'll flip back between the thumbnail and there, and then Patricia will be Brady Bunch style on DJ's, his right hand. Oh, hold up your right hand. Hold up your right hand. No, other way. There you go. That's where Patricia's going to be, over there.
Oh, that's right. All reverse. This is very hard, guys, actually. See, flat earthers, we're not all.
We are not, and believe me, I am so grateful to Peanut and Karen B and other people that have had me limp along learning OBS and streaming, because again, I didn't do live streams ever for 9 years. Now I'm doing them. All right.
Oh, hell. Oh, come on, Mark. We're going to get you to Joe. Hey, that's what I was going to say. Audience, flat earthers, strange worlders, just share and like, subscribe, move this shit along to anyone and anyone. Comedians, send these clips. You can send Mark and promote him however you want. Saying don't be shy to just get the word out. We want to see what we can do.
Yeah, and again, we've done some wonderful shows. It was great to see David Weiss on Roseanne. That was awesome. Again, yes, has Roseanne been controversial? Yes, I don't know anyone that had their own show that was named after her get kicked off of their own show before. That'd be like kicking off Lucille Ball off of I Love Lucy.
Crazy.
Can't happen. And yet they did it. And I thought, you kidding me? And then the show ended up crashing and burning. Of course it was going to. It was her freaking show.
She made the show. So it is amazing that she's just kind of got so fed up with that whole scene and wanting to, she's on her quest for truth as well. That's what I see.
Yep. So this first thing, this was sent to me. I get a lot of stuff sent by listeners. Please don't be shy about sending me links and stuff. It's like, Mark, have you seen this? Maybe I haven't. You might be the first person. I'm not going to tell you. It's like, you were the first person. I'm going to take total credit for it. In this case, it is from X, and it is a post from the Flat Earther, and it says, this artwork hangs on the wall of the UN Secretary General's office. Pretty interesting. That is an AE map. Divided into what looks to be 24 sections. And what's more interesting about that is the big wall of ice that's in the second section with other continents that are unrecognizable. How fun is that?
What do you think, model? Do you think this is possible, Mark?
Absolutely. I think it's possible. Sure. Why would
you keep ice frozen in place in a ring like that, do you think?
I don't know. Freezing stuff would be pretty easy. Temperature would be pretty easy compared to other things. The sky is more of a mystery than hot and cold for me. If you want to create frozen areas of water, because salt water, all you have to do is get it down to, I think salt water freezes at 15, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. That's all you need to do. So
this is the most intriguing part to people of how the flat Earth map works. And as someone who obviously hasn't explored everything myself, I'm also curious of what is beyond the ice wall, if there is more land, or if it's like the Bible says there's just one sun and one moon, and maybe there's the edge of the firmament. Now that would be gnarly, right?
Yeah. And I'd love more than one person to find this link for me if possible. Again, one of our people saying it to me, great. In fact, I'd love that on my wall. If it is actually on the wall of the UN Secretary General's office, I'd love to know. Because if anyone would know, it would be that guy. That would be one of the guys that might be let in on it.
Let us know if you've heard or seen this.
Yeah. In fact, it's like, how would you even, sorry, my only skepticism here is, again, remember, you think you're the UN Secretary General, whoever that is right now. Peanut, look up, who's the current UN Secretary General? How would you explain this to your frequent visitors to your office? How would you explain this to them? It's like, okay, I get the inside part. That's just an AE representation, but what's happening? What's happening?
They would say it's abstract. This is called abstract art.
There you go. You know what? Good cover. You would be a wonderful politician, DJ.
It's abstract. This isn't reality. What are you talking about?
Well,
this is in a dream once. But hey, quick question.
Yeah,
one more.
Yeah.
Is that Admiral Byrd? He always says, and beyond the South Polar Line, we found more land. Is that where the land has to be another continent the size of whatever, or would it have to be beyond the ice ring and to the next?
That is a wonderful question, and I'm not sure because he was kind of vague about it, and the announcers, they had no clue what they were talking about. They were just happy to have him on there. So and it was 1954 when he did that interview on the Longines chronoscope. Thank you for all the hundreds of people that said I pronounced it wrong in the clues, because I said it's spelled Longines chronoscope, right? But it's Longines. It's like, okay, so that's fine. Pronunciation again, English, easy to learn, impossible to master. That's why. It was a watch company.
That was your worst critique, besides that you were flat wrong.
Yeah, that was my worst one. Which was actually it was flat earthers though. That the people that were in on it, they're like, oh yeah, loved your video. By the way, I'm old enough to remember that watch company, because they're not really doing that much anymore. But they were a high end watch company which made enough money that they had their own television show back in the day, kind of like 60 Minutes.
Okay.
Go figure. Longines chronoscope for kind of like an adventure. They had guests that traveled the world and did all these cool things. So when Admiral Byrd said there was land beyond the poles that was bigger in the United States, and he didn't elaborate more on it, yeah, that could be it. Sure.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. See, that's another thing. If you're just new to this whole theory, they won't let us explore beyond Antarctica. No. And then they just tell us, we can only go to certain. So if that's true, that we need an investigation.
Absolutely.
Let's go to see the penguins.
This one's from independentco.uk. This is their space section, so you absolutely know it's true. Scientists finally find where the object that wiped out the dinosaurs came from.
Ooh.
Okay, sure. Let's look into that. So where is this? So apparently it happened 66 million years ago. Don't forget the story that I tell all the time about the coelacanth fish. You guys got to look that up if you get a chance. It wiped out apparently all the land animals, but very few of the water animals, because there's all sorts of prehistoric fish now that supposedly have been extinct for a long, long time. So 66 million years ago, a big rock supposedly hit the world. And all the non-avian dinosaurs were wiped out. Interesting. Why? Because there's flying ones that aren't? Oh, because there's birds now. Okay, sure. Anyway, they say it all began in the distant outer solar system beyond Jupiter. So still within our solar system, but past Jupiter. That's apparently where the rock came from, a C-type asteroid, and it's okay. So yeah, in 2024, now we're pretty sure we got a good bead on where those...
But it's because, Mark, Jupiter is so big that it actually protects us from millions and millions of asteroids every year. It's diverting asteroids, comets, and meteors to it because it's so kind, our big giant out in the sky. Or is it really not, and we're just being scared and tricked for nothing?
Yeah. I will say this, and you know this, DJ, which is when I got into flat Earth, and I wasn't kidding. That by the way, I really enjoyed saying in the little video that I made for Joe Rogan that flat Earth changed my life at the end, which was it's like, look, flat Earth changed my life. I'm living a whole different reality than totally different than, again, you would have come at me 10 years ago and said, oh, hey, Mark, this is what you're going to be doing. Never, ever would have done it.
I bet how wild you were, like, such a noob yourself at that time, and one of the only people seeing it like that. That's like you were like kind of one of the first people to be unplugged from the Matrix.
Yeah, and the fact
that we all know of. I mean, that's what's so cool. There are books from the 1800s, guys, on this topic. There's this flat Earth was taught until the early 1900s. So hey, it's not that stupid that some people might actually believe, and it is what all the ancient civilizations believed uniformly, and that's why you have that logo up today of all the domes. The firmament dome is in the Bible. So to believe this means you are trusting that the word knows, and the Bible then therefore has a little more credibility because it knows what it's talking about, and that's why this is interesting to actually verify that scientifically if what we see in reality is matched with what was written.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep this up on a regular basis. I'm going to show this, which is go into Google and type in ancient cosmologies. If you get a chance, it is really interesting because everybody drew the same thing. Everybody.
Well, this is the exciting part, you guys. There's like ancient proof. You talk about hieroglyphics and everything. This is like they're describing our world, and we know that this is more likely than the globe model. Now, which one is true? That's what's up for debate. But come on, there's a lot of evidence that needs to be digested, everybody.
There you go. So if you guys get a chance, you want to have some fun, again, go into Google, type in ancient cosmologies, click on anything. There are so many. Again, there's a reason why all of it's very, very similar. And by the way, I'm not going to forget about you, Peanut. Because of Flat Earth, I get to spend most of my Tuesday nights for the last X number of years with Peanut Gallery. I treasure it forever. Let's go in.
So cute.
I know, right? This
guys, chain smoking in the top, and the what's it called? The X-wing.
Yeah, chain smoking. I don't think you can smoke. You know what? If you're an X-wing pilot, I bet you could smoke. I bet it'd be like, yeah, smoke them if you got them. It's not like they told bomber pilots, and I'm pretty sure they smoked in their planes. So, what is this?
Yeah, that's right. The Imperials was too clean. Everything was a little too clean, a little too polished. They're definitely not smoking on the job in the Death Star or the Star Destroyers. Hey, got one.
By the way, he said that the UN Secretary General since 2017 has been Antonio Guterres. Did not know that. Interesting. So does he know? If he's got it on his wall, somebody look up Antonio and see what's connecting him. Why does he have Flat Earth stuff on his wall? See if he's ever talked about conspiracies. Okay, this one's from CNN Business. And again, I have to, anytime I see an Elon Musk story, because again, whatever he says, it's freaking tech gospel out there. And remember, he is gunning to be a cabinet member for Trump. If Trump wins, Elon Musk becomes a secretary of something. He actually gets a full-blown position. I don't know what that's going to be. We're going to find out.
It's crazy.
I know. This one's called Elon Musk AI photo tool is generating realistic fake images of Trump, Harris, and Biden, right? And yes, you can. It's not his stuff. Again, that's what they're tying. It's like, oh, he developed. By reading this, you almost think that he developed an AI photo tool. Elon doesn't make anything. He doesn't design anything. He doesn't engineer anything other than the Cybertruck, which Peanut would eventually point out. And if he did engineer the Cybertruck, it'll go down as one of the worst vehicles in the history of automotive creations. Ugh, it's awful. Anyway, so when you scroll down here, I just want to show you this really fast. So this is
again, you're prophesying. We'll see. That's the thing. We'll see. Keep an eye out, everybody. Keep an eye out.
This is, his child designed it. Absolutely. And it's worse. It's the only car I've ever seen that's worse than the 1991 or 1992 Homer, the car literally from The Simpsons, which was called the Homer.
That's the movie. You're right. Remember how big the cup holder was in that?
It was massive, absolutely freaking massive. And even that car, I'm looking at that car, was more functional and better than the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck is just a freaking albatross. It's awful.
Wait, and the red one looks kind of like the red Tesla that they launched into space. Remember they had showed Homer this beautiful red one? It was like sleek and rounded and gorgeous, and he was like, no.
Oh. And by the way, so again, this is just a sample, of course. This is nothing special about this image right here. This is Elon eating what appears to be a rare steak. It's a completely AI-generated image, hair plugs and all. And you guys didn't know that. Yeah, he lost his hair 25 years ago. Look it up. It's not a big secret, except apparently no one wants to remember it. But yeah.
Well, Elon is interesting for me too, because I was kind of under his spell as I was really invested in space and wanting to know what was going on and paying attention and seeing his rockets over the coast here in California. But it was interesting. I started to witness where the quality of his work was diminishing, and I could tell from hearing word on the street. But also, I got really into grime. Sorry to admit, she actually makes really good music. That was his girlfriend, and then Baby Mama and all the weird names, and it just started to kind of take a turn for weirder and weirder. But I'd watch him on Joe Rogan until finally, when you come to the Flat Earth side and you can start hearing what they're saying and how he's faking space, it just completely blows the lid off of, is he a villain or not? Yes, he's a super villain in our reality that is being worshipped. So, hey, if space isn't real, then this is the reality, that this guy is literally just faking things and making billions and capitalizing off of all the people out there that are just falling for it.
And for the red team people, look, I know there's people in our camp that think that, oh yeah, Elon, he may save us. He may be the truth. It's like, do not forget the one single glaring point. Forget everything else he's done or hasn't done. He's a CEO of a fake space company. That right there means he is in the top 5 of flat Earth enemies, right there. And it's like, people's like, well, I've had people say, what's going to get you to turn around on Elon? It's okay. He's got to walk away from SpaceX. That would be a huge, jump in our direction.
Well, SpaceX just makes Tesla look that more innovative and that more cutting edge and that more ultra contemporary, and which, obviously increases stocks value. up when you're doing cool things like in space.
Yep.
We're going to Mars, party, buy my bikes.
Again, quick reminder, everybody, he didn't invent Tesla, he bought it. He didn't invent Twitter. He bought it and then renamed it to X, and he was in on the initial IPO of PayPal. That's basically his claim to fame. There's no guiding light magical thing. Why people, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but I got to mention this, which is, look, when Bill Gates was the most public, again, public versus private, publicly rich man in the world, nobody said he was the smartest guy in the world. When Steve Jobs was inventing everything, yeah, Steve Jobs invented. He had a whole bunch of engineers behind him, but he was the one that took all the DMT and then came up with the ideas, right? No one, but in a 5-year period, Elon went from not the richest man in the world to the richest man in the world. It's like, wait, how did he jump past Jeff Bezos? Everybody's got Amazon Prime, and I mean everybody. So, but not everybody was buying Teslas. It's all on the West Coast anyway. He's not.
I know. Well, he's one of the nemesis if this is all true. So that's why we're like, just keep an eye on that one, guys. But have you ever noticed that the Tesla logo looks like the Baphomet? I don't know. Just kind of is that coincidence?
Yeah.
I knew something was really strange when he had 3 babies with Grimes around the same time that he had 3 other babies with another woman.
Yeah. And by the way, whatever happened to the two questions before I move on? Whatever happened to the big boxing match, the cage match with Zuckerberg? That wasn't going to happen.
Oh, dumb. God, how could anyone even get behind that?
Right.
It's embarrassing. You think Flat Earth is embarrassing? Okay, that's where embarrassing went whole nother level.
Right.
Like, thank God, I'd rather believe that the Earth is flat than believe in this shit.
Yeah. And the other one, which I mentioned to a whole bunch of trolls in chat, which is what happened. Look it up if you get a chance. I know it's been a few years now. What happened to the Dear Moon Project? That's where this whole thing started when he came on the scene and said, I'm going to send a busload of tourists around the moon. They're all going to be artists. And the Japanese guy's going to pay all the way. And they picked all these people, and they were all just freaking absolutely losing it, posting on social media, I'm going to the moon, I'm going to the moon. Where'd they go? They went nowhere.
Oh my God, Richard Branson owes he owes 12 people like $175,000 each because they're supposed to go on the moon like 15 years ago or go up in space.
Yeah, no one's going anywhere.
Sucker, that's Lady Gaga was supposed to do a music video. I was waiting for that, and I am still waiting, Lady Gaga. Where are you?
Okay, let's finish up these last 4. We're out of the space stuff for now. I want to mention this really fast because, again, this is what America does. We create gold rushes out of products, and then we only reel it back in when the products have problems. Like, when we did heroin at the drugstores, or we made a cola that was infused with cocaine, or, lead gasoline, lead paint, asbestos, DDT, all the variations of DDT. No offense to you, Peanut, but when all the scientists came out and said that smoking was fine and secondhand smoke was a myth, all that stuff. So when Ozempic, you remember, wasn't that long ago we were talking about Ozempic, one of the side effects, one of the rare quote-unquote side effects was blindness. Well, there's a new side effect. You know what it is? You kill yourself. What?
It's like Accutane. Ooh, that's rough. It really does then upset you. Like,
yeah,
it gives you so depressed.
Yeah. Apparently, people taking semaglutide, the popular medication for diabetes and weight loss, and more likely to report having thoughts of suicide compared to others taking drugs, according to a new study of an international drug safety database. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Semaglutide is sold under the brand name Ozempic when it's prescribed for diabetes, and Wegovy when it's prescribed for weight loss. Interesting, the same drug, different name, depending on how you use it. Yeah, and I know. I'm not going to mention that, Peanut. I'm glad. I'm happy. Peanut knows somebody that's actually on it. The rise of the medication has surged in recent years. Surged to the point where Weight Watchers gave up their entire program and said, we're just going to buy stock.
Awful. What is coming and what is happening in the world? But I feel for people. I feel like some of the people, I do have a friend on it as well, and she's the sweetest, nicest thing, and she's just so fed up with feeling inadequate in this life. It's literally the mental aspect that's making people do this. It's not just for the vanity. It's like they're hurting inside because it's too much pressure to be perfect.
Yeah. I am very curious to see how many people that take Ozempic or Wegovy suffer crippling depression. But that's not good because remember, the whole point, this, DJ, the whole point of the drug is to lift your self-esteem through body positivity. It's like, wow, I look so much better. I'm so sad. It's like, oh God.
And I think it's scary. I'm really worried. I think if you can do it like as working out, and I don't know. It is gnarly. Like, we're in the future. This is the kind of thing that we dreamt about, or people talked about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I was a kid. Like, one day you're just gonna have a pill to be skinny.
All right, we got 2 clown worlds. You're gonna love both of them. Okay, ready? So
Okay.
first off, okay, we're not gonna talk about the French guys, the French diving team, or the French pole vaulter.
Sorry, everybody. I know. Like,
well, hey, look, I had to bring it up. It was too good to pass up. And again, I'm surprised that I don't have a. Do I have a TMZ? I do not have a TMZ story this week. But so this one's from Fox, right? Fox Olympics. Olympic medalist Alicia Newman reveals her OnlyFans crashed, followed her twerking celebration at the Paris Games. Okay, she won a bronze, right? Let's see if we can find her. There she is. And she's Canadian, right?
Oh,
she's of Team Canada, and she does, again, of course, you know what's going to happen. She's the women's pole vault, right? What's with pole vaulters? What is with you guys, right? So she apparently had an OnlyFans page to help pay for all her extra expenses going to the Olympic Games. So she's been doing OnlyFans for a while. Talk about, there's committal, right? I'm an Olympic pole vaulter, and I'm doing, the OnlyFans.
so crazy, right? This OnlyFans surge of everybody just showing up. It's like nothing's sacred. This is gnarly, you guys. I'm even freaked out of this.
Yeah. Of course, she's.
The impression that it's leaving on young people. My niece was watching this YouTuber. Was like, "Hey, look at what I bought with all my OnlyFans money," and these videos were getting sent to kids. Like, to them, it seems so innocent. They don't understand what it's really for.
Yeah. And after she did her little thing in the Olympics, right? And once it got out, once the word got out, it's like, oh yeah, dude, she's got an OnlyFans page. Guys, right? They just rush. She got apparently at the time of this article 200,000 new followers, which is monstrous for an OnlyFans page.
Why is that funny in a way? It's just desperate. All these men out there are sick. You guys are sick.
Yeah, and it broke, right? It just completely overwhelmed the server. I'm sure there wasn't, because they've got it throttled for certain things. And it's like, who's this girl from Canada?
For her, I'm not gonna judge.
So hey, you know what? Good for you, honey. I'm happy that you decided. Again, she's cashing in on it, but she's not the only one.
There, people.
So she did it right? She had her page set up before the Olympics. She got the bronze. She did a dance, and bam, she cashed in on it immediately. You want to know who didn't do it right? Well, you know what? I shouldn't say that. She tried to cash in, and she went too far. You know who I'm going to go to for this last one? You ready?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. The Hawk Tuah girl responds after she's drawing fierce reaction because from Mets fans, they took her to a Mets game and had her throw out the first pitch.
This girl is living.
Oh my God! I'm not gonna. I can't show it, but you guys know who I'm talking about, right? So apparently, New York Mets, they're pretty cynical and they know celebrity. So when you bring her, you want to bring her to like a Kansas City game or somewhere, somewhere in the Midwest, a baseball team in the Midwest. You don't go to New York. New York's not going to have that. It's like, who's this girl? Who's this country bumpkin from the South? Where's she from? Kentucky or Tennessee? I'm not mistaken. You brought her up to New York to do this? What were you thinking? So anyway, if you haven't looked up the Hawk Tuah girl, again, I love that they try to capture lightning in a bottle here. One trick pony to be sure. She's trying to maximize on it, but her agent, they went too far. I don't know how they got the gig.
I can't. There's that meme of the girl crying as she's like working her serving job, thinking about the Hawk Tuah girl who's set for life. It's like, this is scary how much power the internet has.
Huge power. And again,
people are looking at it like it's winning the lottery if they can outdumb themselves.
Yeah. And this goes into the one of the documentaries that I recommend, Fake Famous, which was, again, that is, you were just, talk about the reinforcement to Gen Zers.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh my God, she won, like you said, she won the lottery. Therefore, she's gonna win cash money. And yeah, she did. She's gotten all sorts of fun little things out of this.
Yeah. Reading this into the kids, they all want to be this. It's so crazy.
Yeah, famous for doing almost nothing. In this case, yes, it was perfect. Love the fact that the guy that interviewed her, he's complaining. It's like, nobody wants to talk to me. It's like, yeah, because you weren't her. You were just the guy that was soliciting this stuff. All right.
Dang, look, I get the the glamour and the necessity to have be set for life in this world that's really hard, and it's so much work for a lot of people out there. But come on, this is just lowering the bar even further, and it's the scary part. I mean, I get it.
So let's end Clown World on a happy note before we go to break. And then we'll come back. We'll take your phone calls, 848-222-2480. And that is, again, I was not joking for my little thing, was not making that up. In fact, I didn't even know. Somebody, kind of like when people call, it's like, hey, you got a wiki page. You know that? No, I didn't know that. Hey, Mark, because somebody was actually watching an alien movie, and kind of like The Day the Earth Stood Still, which is, hey, if you had to go, you're an alien, you showed up on Earth, it's like, hey, who is the leader of Earth? So if an alien typed in, who is the leader of Earth, in Google right now, go to the search bar, click on images, well, who do you got?
It says, take me to your leader.
There you go. And who is it? Well, you got Putin. He's up there quite a few times. You got Doctor Who, which is interesting because Peter Capaldi is awesome there on the far right. And I'll be damned, there's me. And it's such a weird thing because that is an article when I did a PBS interview, a local PBS radio station in Seattle. And they just happened to, before I left, it's like, oh, here, we have a picture. It's like, oh, hey, next to the globe. That picture has gotten so much traction. I was like, hey, great. So there you go. And you see Elon, by the way, he's 3 rows down. What's the matter, Elon? What's the matter? You're 3rd row. What's the problem?
Oh my God, Mark, look at you. You're the first spot. You know how many times I looked at that this week? And you know what? I did tell you to put that on that little 60-minute clip because that picture is just iconic. And when you can see that's like, who's the leader of Earth? Oh, it's this guy. Oh, Mark, you kill me.
Yep, in a PBS radio station in Seattle, Washington. If you guys know, I know exactly where that shot was taken. We are going to break so that Peanut can light up another 3 cigarettes. When we come back, we'll take your phone calls. So let's go to the second break, shall we?
And cream.
Don't forget to customize your Flat Earth Clock referral code and wake up more minds out of the Matrix. Now your referral points earn DOME cryptocurrency tokens on the Pulse chain. Enter your MetaMask wallet address and all your previous and future referrals will automatically earn DOME coins. In the next few months, there will be an airdrop to all users that have referral points in their account and have entered their MetaMask wallet address. Any users that have referrals and do not have their wallet address added will forfeit their tokens, and they will be divided up between all of the people who have a wallet address added. Some cryptocurrencies are proof of work, some are proof of stake. DOME is proof of mind. By waking people up to our amazing flat realm, you are mining DOME coins. Become a DOME whale and wake up the world.
Have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah, because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
we were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon.
It's not a black void. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of polka dots.
Space is fake AF. There's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons.
You see the gas.
It don't let it. Say the sky was not the limit. We fly to the moon in a nanosecond. But we haven't been back.
Welcome back to Strange World. Part 3 of 4. It's you, me, the always delightful DJ Curious, and Peanut powering through with his Marlboro Red Packs? No? Cool Menthols? Pall Mall. You know, I should know that, and now it's going to be burned. Pall Mall Red Packs. And I am in no way endorsing Pall Mall cigarettes. But he's not spoken on camera either. Phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Call us, won't you? And you know what? Let's go. There's a number here that I haven't seen before, but I'm not going to pick it up right away. But I am going to pick up 505 first. Let's pick up 505 because they are in New Mexico, which, as you know, used to be old Mexico. But, well, hey, God bless the USA. What's happening?
Well said, Mark. Well said. This is John, of course, from New Mexico. Hey, Mark. Hey, DJ. Hey, Peanut. Just came off the roof watching the not so quite full moon rise. Of course, it was last night, but man, I just wanted to relay this to everybody. If you didn't see it tonight and you still have an opportunity to go out and look at it on the West Coast here, it looks like a big giant pumpkin without the stem, of course. But
it's beautiful.
Amazing. And it is. It's just amazing to see that luminary. And you know what I wanted to bring up, it related to the moon. Something that I saw that really captured my attention. I didn't really know much about, so this caught me off guard. I'm going to look into it a little bit more. But the whole idea of moon bows. There was a guy who captured a picture just a few days ago on August 18th up in Colorado. And this guy's, I think, a professional photographer named Aaron Watson. And he captured a rare double moon bow at 2 a.m. And of course, it was just a kind of a light rain that was clearing up where he caught it. And I think these really occur more when the moon is close to being full and it has to be kind of lower in the sky. But really cool picture if anybody gets a chance to see it, because there's more whites and grays, you know, more of a moonish color instead of the sun rainbow that we always see. But what made me think of here is, so how does NASA explain, or, you know, the people out there that are pushing this globe, how do they explain a moonbow if it is a reflected light, especially at 2 a.m? I just don't think that's could really ever be a thing. And of course, the whole idea that, you know, the firmament refracting the light as well. And I know that's a topic we get into a lot, if that is. But yeah, any thoughts on the moonbows, or if that's something you guys ever kind of saw or got into?
I, believe it or not, I had not gotten into it, a moonbow. I focused more on moon temperature than the moonbow, but it's cool. I dig it. I've got the pictures up on the screen right now.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm glad you've taken a look at it, because I really never heard of it either. And, you know, and I don't get a whole lot of rain here in New Mexico, and that's probably why. And I'm going to start kind of trying to look for it under those conditions. But yeah, I think go for it, DJ.
Yeah, I've seen it myself here in California a few times just in the past winter. It's beautiful. And thank you for bringing up the moon, because it's probably the easiest one that I can share with someone who's just maybe flat curious or just trying to understand the theory in its, you know, entirety. And I go, just look at the moon. You know, there's people that believe that the moon is its own light source, and how beautiful is that? And that not only is it, you know, it's its own beautiful light like the sun. It's his and hers. It's positive, negative. It's septic, antiseptic. It has cooling light. I'm like, hey, we can lay out for a little moon tanning, and maybe that's really neutralizing for the skin as it is for plants, and that it's just really designed so well for our Earth. And so I think it's perfect to bring up the moon, and it was gorgeous this past 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Yeah, well said. That's always been fascinating to me, and the opposite effect of what the moon has, opposite light of the sun. So yeah, it's a great thing to look into. It always surprises me that there's always another angle to this flat Earth we live on that just proves it is flat. So I think this is one that I need to explore further, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really beautiful.
Cool.
So yeah, thanks.
Absolutely amazing call.
Yeah, thank you so much. And just real quick, I just talked to Jesse right when I was on hold here. Of course, Jesse from Oklahoma there, and he just got back from a funeral, so I wanted to just announce that there was a passing of a flat earther named Kevin Strange, and he was in Texas, and unfortunately he died pretty suddenly. And I never got a chance to meet him, but I did have the pleasure of talking to him. And Jesse has this amazing ability to connect a bunch of people that don't know each other, flat earthers and truthers, on the phone. And my heart goes out to his family and his wife Tanya, and just wanted to get that out there. And of course, maybe some shout outs. Jen, of course, in Dallas, and Matt in Temple, and Amy in Syracuse, and of course Jesse and Brittany, and Mark DJ, and Peanut, and Patricia Steer, and Karen B.
All right. Thanks,
Keep
man.
It flat, everybody.
All right. Have a good one.
Love you guys.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Keep it flat.
Yep. You know what? I'm going to pick up this unusual one because I don't recognize it, which is 818 out of North Hollywood, maybe? 818. Have you ever called into the show before?
Yeah, I was in the penalty box about 2 years ago, so I thought I'd wait.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Peanut.
Okay. Why?
No. It's not mad. I'm just saying, I did a bad thing, but that's not the issue. Good evening, gentlemen, from Valley Village, California.
Hey.
So I think DJ knows. Yeah. Okay, so just a few ones real quick. Number one, call Owen. Call Owen. Show him your thing, and he's going to tear it up.
Owen Benjamin?
Owen Benjamin.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Send him your thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you should. Number two, real quick. Yeah, number two, real quick. Could you do a Skype call-in line?
I think we could if we need to. Why? Is there a reason why Skype would be better than just a regular?
Yeah, so I can do a soundboard, so I can.
Maybe. It's.
I'll give you a hint. Not my real name. Not my real name. Okay.
So I have a question.
Number three.
2 years ago and got a penalty, and now you are?
Well, every once in a while.
No, I'm nobody. It's not my real name.
Okay.
Not my real
All
name.
right.
Okay, third one. The Hawk Tua one, which I didn't know till I saw a thing on Joey B. Tunes versus the World or something like that.
Yep.
He's very funny on YouTube.
Yep.
Joey B. versus the World.
Yep.
Just stupid people. The Hawk Tua girl. She could probably do a little bit better if she put mayonnaise in her mouth and spit it out on the pitching mound.
Really? And that's not going to get you muted? Oh, it did. Come on, man. You can't throw that sort of joke on this show. That's awful. That's terrible. No.
So what was that all real?
Yeah, that was real. That was real. And you wonder why you were in the penalty box 2 years ago? Peanut, mark him down.
Wait. So he's a flat earther, but he does things that he gets in the penalty box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Every once in a while, someone will want to play with the phone call a little bit and get a little, see how much they can push the edge.
Well, we have some trolls in the chat that do they ever call in or they just block?
Very rarely. Very rarely.
The trolls are so dedicated. I wonder if they watch the whole show. Like and subscribe for more, but can you leave a comment if you actually watch the whole show?
Yeah, we have trolls in chat, but they almost never. Well, trolls are lazy, so they won't spoof a phone. They won't create a fake phone number. They won't create a fake Gmail account to email me directly. I mean, heck, my phone's right here, guys. My phone number has been on the screen. Well, that isn't my phone number. It's 303-494-6631, and it's in my description all day long.
I think they've kind of grown to love you. That's your superpower, Mark. They're like, oh, we can't really hate on this too much, just enough to keep it going.
I guess. I guess. I mean, Karen used to get some troll calls on her own. Witsit, all sorts of troll calls. David Weiss used to get Jared. Everybody else got troll calls. I didn't get a lot of troll calls for whatever reason. Yeah, I think it is my superpower. I just disarm people, I guess. It's like, why get mad at me?
Yamas. Yeah, that's why you're just the opener for the Flat Earth Ensemble. That was like the dream team. I want Karen to come in there, like throw a little ninja star with like some facts and a little angry like riff. That would be beautiful.
Peanut remembers it was so fun. Again, that ambulance driver from years ago.
Karen.
So fun where Peanut is like, because you could hear her angry typing, and Peanut was like, angry typing. She was hitting the keyboard so hard.
She should just pop in whenever she really wants to be on the show, and we could just have a little clip of her just saying what she's on her mind and be like, that was a minute from Karen. She needs to do a minute.
Oh, no, because if I cut her off,
over.
I would
Karen,
be
angry and talk to Earth.
If I cut her off, there'd be a laser point on my forehead. All right, Karen's not. I don't mess with Karen. Besides, she has witch-like powers.
Well, I miss her on the show, so the fact that I'm sitting here kind of in place in the sense of she's just like wanted to break. Okay, when I get to that point, somebody else will give it in. We're getting Tony Coriolis in here.
Right.
But Karen, we need you to call in a few times and just tell us what's on your mind. Like, I would love to hear from you. Please call me.
There you go. Do you know who I am going to pick up right now, though? Who's never ever let me down, no pressure, is Jan from Dallas. Hey Jan, how are you?
Well, fine, Mark. Hello, and DJ and Peanut. I had to follow that guy, and I don't even know what he was talking about.
Good, and I am so glad that you don't.
I don't. I have a couple of quick stories and a question for DJ. In this area, they play old 50s, What's My Line? This would be about in the mid-50s, and there was a man who was a rocket test pilot, goes straight up in the air, and he was on there because he had done a record. He had gone up almost 17 miles straight up, and they were asking him questions and asked him what kind of clothing or what suit he wore. And he said a compression suit, because if he didn't, his blood would boil.
Yep.
Oh, good one. See, people don't realize that as you go, but it's like increasing the would it be Mark radiation?
No. It's the pressure. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's basically the bends. So if you guys know anybody that's scuba divers, the scuba diving rule, other than stay alive, is don't go when you're going back to the surface. Don't go up faster than your air bubbles.
Right.
Because that's how you measure how your pressure is going to equalize naturally. Otherwise, the bubbles, the oxygen starts to separate from some of your blood vessels, I think, in your blood, and it's one of the most painful things ever. It's awful, awful, awful. Well, same thing happens when you're in an airplane, right? When you're going, not just underwater, but if you're changing pressure very, very fast. So it's known as a G-force suit, which is also known as a compression suit. And it's literally what you think, which is it forces air in and it compresses your body in almost rigid form so that the blood has less chance of rushing to your head or rushing away and getting a red out or a blackout or a white out. And so, yes, that's absolutely true. However, Jan, here's where it gets interesting. So the G-force suit, I totally get. Every fighter pilot now has a G-force suit. Especially, what are we writing down? Oh, you're writing that down.
I'm making notes, actually, because I learned from you, and I'm still learning everyone out there about Flat Earth, so I just need more clues. I'm here to uncover all the clues.
I could probably do a short on this, by the way, which is a G-force suit is not an astronaut suit. What I always think is, again, if you look and say, okay, astronauts in a vacuum chamber, almost always you'll see somebody with a G-force suit, a compression suit, which is basically a tether that goes into your suit. But when you're on the moon, supposedly, Apollo, it's all in the backpack. It's all completely self-contained with a battery system. So my question has always been, compression suit makes it to where you can't walk. You are locked into the cockpit. The astronaut suit, what magical thing in that backpack counteracts the vacuum that's around you, the vacuum of space, the vacuum of the moon? No one has even tried to answer it for me, and troll or not, scientist or not, a PhD in astrophysics, find me somebody in engineering that tells me what magical thing keeps an astronaut from just turning into a parade balloon and exploding. No one will talk about it.
Oh, just to make sure I got that right, G-force suit, you need a compression suit because as you go up in the air, you're going to boil like you're in some sort of microwave or.
Well, it's not boil. It is the pressure in. Remember, your body is a pressurized system, right? It's called blood pressure for a reason. The oxygen in your blood is set at a certain pressure. If that changes very quickly, which is why when you like do deep sea stuff, when you have to be put in like a deep sea decompression chamber for a long time, that's because they have to do it really, really, really slowly. It's to keep the blood. Yes. And by the way, going in, the strong force, G-force maneuvers, that'll do it. That's also true, which is it's two things. I mean, when you're a fighter pilot, the blood can rush. Remember, you're mostly liquid. The blood can rush to your head or run away from your head very, very quickly.
We should be recording this for your 60
Oh,
seconds.
no. I've got this all memorized anyway. I've got it. No worries.
Professor, like I can't write that fast, so I just put blah blah blah. Boiling as you go up. Need compression suit. So look into it, people.
Got it. So sorry, real quick, Jan. Sorry, I didn't mean to do most of the blabbing on this one. Which is, yes, he would have had a compression suit back in the day during those early tests because the astronaut suit wasn't even a thing. The astronaut suit was in development all the way up until the moon mission. The early astronaut suits were heavy plastic and metal because they couldn't figure out a way to counteract a vacuum. And then all of a sudden, the most brilliant marketing move ever, they said, no, we'll do a soft suit. Nobody in the education system knows anything about physics. They'll buy it. And they did. They did, which...
Hard time with how do these physics professors out there not know this is not possible? How come more people
they wave it off? They say, well, they figured the answer, DJ, is because they say, well, they just figured it out. And it's like, really, how did they figure out? Well, and then just trail off. They just assume that, well, the NASA engineers know more than I do, so they just figured it out on their own. It's like,
I have a task for the chat. Hey, if you're out there and you're bored and you want to push Flat Earth along, go please interview these people that are teaching physics and see how this shit works for yourself and post a video for it. Send it to us. Email us. If you have the time and you're looking how you can be a Flat Earth activist, go start interviewing people on these things like this, and let's get to the bottom of it.
There should be. Sorry, Jan. I don't want to drag this out, but I got to get this point out there.
Hi, Jan. I didn't even get to say hi because everyone talks so damn fast on this freaking show.
Go ahead, Jan. Go ahead, DJ.
Jan, I love you, Flat Earth Angel.
Oh, right back at you. This story, Mark, I heard a couple nights ago. I might need some help with it a little bit, but this man is Japanese. He's in his 80s, and he was a little boy with his family living on the coast of California. And when that big bomb, whatever it was, that hit Hiroshima, he believed he saw the top of that cloud, so to speak, from California that hit Japan.
I would question that. And the reason is, and I've said this on many a thing, the thickness of the atmosphere makes really long distances, impossible. Now, as far as the flash of a blast, the light of a blast, maybe, but then again, think of the sun. I mean, David Weiss will be the first one to jump on this. If the sun can't penetrate clouds at over, let's say, 300-400 miles away, right? Because depending on the atmospheric conditions, because of the thickness of the atmosphere, then what I know the atomic blasts, if you believe this, the hype that they're brighter than the sun, but I don't know. I mean I think that might be a little wishful thinking. In fact, the fact you told me that's the first time I've ever heard anyone even make that claim, and I've heard a lot of stuff in my 150 years on this earth.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. That's why I needed some help with that. And a couple things for DJ. I wanted to know his dog Daisy. Is that right?
Daisy Dukes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
What kind of dog?
Identifiers. Too many identifiers. Sorry, everyone. You've hijacked my mind. I'm not really here.
What kind of dog is it, DJ?
It's a mini Schnauzer.
Oh, how sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I know some used to have some of those, and I wanted to know. Mark, your interview that you did at the very beginning with Rob Skiba.
Yeah.
And you were on his show.
Yeah.
And that's when I became believing in this earth. The truth about her. I wondered, DJ, if you'd heard that interview. It's about 9 or 10 years old.
Who's in it? Is it Mark Sargent?
Yeah, it was when Rob and I both had programs on Well, no, that was the no. I'm sorry, I was just before. So Rob had me on TFR, and twice in like a 2-week span, and
Rob's a critical key player in my life education.
Yeah.
So not only you were kind of an introduction, but thank you for bringing that up, Jan, because I loved listening to Rob Skiba, and I loved how he credited Mark with kind of giving him. It was one of the Mark's interviews that he did. I think it was Coast to Coast AM, and he was just driving, going, "What is this real?" And I think a lot of people have that same experience where they're just going, they're listening to what they're hearing, and they're seeing flashes of being possible, and they're feeling these like strikes of truth that they never really realized before, and so it just starts to spark this fascination, and I have to figure this out to the point of like, all right, is it all lies or is it the truth? And so that's so interesting that you bring that up as your moment, because we've all been there.
Yeah, that was a fun interview to do. And just to correct your DJ, it wasn't Coast to Coast came later. The one that he listened to, because it was a Christian podcast, was Canary Cry.
Oh,
he was a big fan. Canary Cry is a big Christian podcast, and that's why he listened to it. It's like, well, these guys, that's his wheelhouse. And it's like, wait, who are they talking to? Who are they talking to? Who is this guy? And he listened to it twice. That was so flattering. He listened to it on the drive to his tax appointment and then back. And, again, and it's like, there's no freaking way. And that's when he called me. And if it wasn't for Rob, I wouldn't have gotten TFR, because TFR heard me on Rob's channel, and Chris and Shrigio from TFR contacted me right away. They chatted with me immediately once I had hung up with Rob, and they say, "So, how would you like coming on TFR, doing your own thing?" And it's like, okay. And they asked me to create a show name like 30 seconds later. It's like, Strange World. How's that? Okay. There you go.
So amazing. Yeah. Honestly, Rob Skiba is one of those. He's also part of the Flat Earth Ensemble for me, where I just spent the past few years, you guys, absorbing so much content that I absolutely loved. There was countless nights where I couldn't wait to hear you and Rob speak about things. And so thank you, Jan, because he's an integral part of my whole journey, and it really is a spiritual journey for me. And to wrap it up with Daisy Dukes, I know that God exists because God read my mind and told me when it was time to get a dog, and it is everything that Daisy is all in one. Like, she is my just life, and I love her so much, and I thank the Lord every day for her, because he just knows what we need sometimes.
There you go.
That's a beautiful story. And Mark, your memory is amazing, absolutely amazing, and you'll do so good on Joe Rogan. And
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Hoping.
So shout outs to John and all those who shout me out to make it quick, and to all of our friends in Australia and Canada and America. And that's it. And I think that's, and to Kevin Strange and his family. It's very sad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Jan. Always nice to hear from you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Jan,
you.
God bless you. God bless you, Jan.
Thank you.
She's like Flat Earth grandma. I love her. I don't know how old, but
Jen is older. I don't know how old she is, and since she's a lady, she's never going to tell me. But Jen's been always just so wonderful. We have never met in person, but she had one of her guys deliver cookies to me, not only in Dallas but in Vegas this year. And in fact, we went out for breakfast and had a wonderful discussion, and I made sure that Jan had some. In fact, I think she got my lanyard, my custom lanyard from.
Jan, like, if warmth and kindness was a voice, it's Jan's voice for me.
Yeah, she is absolutely freaking wonderful. One more thing before, because we don't have time to pick up one more call before the break. We'll pick up the calls after the break. We will go with probably 646-702, maybe 651, maybe 657. We'll see how that goes. But I want to talk about Rob really quick. Yeah, it's amazing, the chain of events. People. There's all sorts of time travel movies about people, how they go back and the ripples. You change one thing and then everything else gets wrecked. The chain of events in my life is so fragile that people say, "Well, would you go back and change something?" It's like, I don't know what I could do, because everything's so interconnected. Kind of like with Rob. If it wasn't for Rob. If it wasn't for Canary Cry, I wouldn't have been able to do certain things. If it wasn't for Coast to Coast, I wouldn't have been able to do certain things. And Rob Skiba and the first conference that happened. And in fact, it had the first conference, because Patricia and I wanted to do an international conference in 2016. And the chat room was not having it. They're like, no, don't be all commercial, don't be all Captain Sellout. And it's like, really? And the first one, we wanted to do it in Vegas. It's like, yeah, let's do freaking Vegas. You kidding? That's where you do conferences. And then the conferences started ramping up from there. I don't know if we would have gotten the media attention in 2016 that we did in 2017.
Because he had so much pull and influence and was such a strong player.
Well, I will say this for Robbie Davidson. He knew how to really hype the media. Yeah, I do condemn him.
Yeah, can we shout out to Robbie Davidson? Whatever the past is in the past, like obviously love, forgive.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story. I don't know your side, but I do have to give Robbie credit. He has Celebrate Truth, and it was on YouTube until I think it got canceled and shut down and shadow banned. But you can find it on Rumble and probably Rockfin, Celebrate Truth, and he still plays all those old interviews, all this great footage of Rob Skiba's lectures, interview, and presentation after presentation, and it just continuously flows 24/7. So guys, if you're looking for some Flat Earth TV, Celebrate Truth, Robbie Davidson, shout out, call in sometime if you watch. Would love to talk to you because you also were an integral part of me connecting the dot between scripture and reality.
Yep,
you guys
absolutely. For a Flat Earth Christian channel, he was top of the heap, no question. Absolutely, he was way up there. Yes, of course, he's going to be criticized for the Logan Paul thing, but that's just because Logan Paul's a blight on the internet. That's all. He didn't know. All right, we are going to our final break, and when we come back, we take some calls. So 848-222-2480. This is the burger break, by the way. So hope you guys are hungry, because you're going to be making some snacks.
Maybe add like 4 burgers a week now.
Burgers. Reminds me of that Homer Simpson line. Sacra. No. That's not new. You weren't watching, I don't think. Do you? Patricia picked it.
Alpha 33, target is on property, approaching food trailer. Engage Delta 9. Roger. Alpha 33 descending.
Hey, I know you.
Shh, they might be listening.
CIA?
Maybe.
Aliens?
Probably.
Globalists?
Definitely. I may have already said too much.
We have what you need.
Really?
It's flat.
I'm listening.
And round.
Go on.
And delicious.
Tell me the secret. I see the truth in it.
I thought you might.
This truly is a special place.
Yeah, we like to think so.
Will you be here tomorrow?
We move around quite a bit.
Ah, a mobile command center. A strong strategy. I like where your head's at.
Anything else?
I was never here.
If I had to do it again, I'd wear a different jacket.
Copy that, Alpha 33. Come on back, let's eat.
It wasn't even my jacket. This is my brother-in-law's. Those were real aliens, by the way. That's Jenny. She made me burgers. Welcome back to Strange World, Part 4 of 4. It's you, me, the always delightful DJ Curious, and Peanut smoking Pall Mall red packs. Do they come in any other color besides red packs? Oh, they do. Yeah, there you go. I can't really speak for cigarettes, just not my thing. All right, phone number to call in is 848-222-2480. That's 848-222-2480. Let's go to Manhattan and see how many shots this guy has had. 646. What's happening?
Was that a Carhartt? That coat you had on, that brown one?
I think it was a Carhartt. Yep.
Lowry,
dude, Carhartts are amazing. Don't fuck around, DJ. Dude, Carhartts. Don't fuck with Carhartts, dude.
That
is a mainstay for everyone that gets stuff done. You get
I know.
Carhartt bodysuit.
You're absolutely right.
Fuck with that shit.
My brother-in-law, he should have stock in Carhartt. He owns so many different types of clothing with Carhartt on it. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, don't fuck with that shit, dude. Just don't even do that. Hey, I was just thinking, who's the vice presidential candidate? What the hell is his fucking name?
Walz. Tim Walz.
It's Walz.
W-A-L-Z.
Tim Walz.
Yeah.
You know he's got a new book out.
Is this a makeup?
You know that?
No, what is it?
It's called 50 Shades of Hay.
I don't even know what that means.
Dude, I can't help it, dude. Fuck, dude. It's just because I've been hanging out in Zulu's chat, and Zulu's chat's like a big gutter of like all the worst jokes of all time, and then that other guy calls on earlier and makes cum jokes, and I was like, it screwed up my whole fucking thing. I had this whole thing I was going to tell you. And then dude comes on and starts talking about Hakua.
And by the way,
I'm like, fuck.
He was in the penalty box for a long time. First call back, and he takes that sort of shot. It's like, come on, man.
He just drops the cum shot, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, then I have to make a joke about horse cum, and that's the whole thing. You hear about the thing about what happened to him? It's alleged, but there's an old story.
No, we don't want to talk about it. No.
All right.
No.
I won't
talk
about it. I'll switch.
The show is too gay because of me.
If you want to hear that joke, go. No, I mean, you got to remember that Joe Rogan did. Actually, it was one of his funnier bits, and I'm not going to repeat it in the thing because he was the host on Fear Factor, and he didn't come up with the competition. He was just the MC, and apparently the competition or the show eventually got shut down because of stuff they went down that road. You know, the bestiality stuff, which it's never good. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It just had to come out of my head. So it's like, no pun intended there. But I was just thinking because I've been going through this fucking scrimmage of a chat that you have going on your main one, and then I've got Zulu's over here, which is just people just piping off on all sorts of fucking crazy ass bullshit. But the main one and a lot of the trolls, and I was like, look, guys, we love trolls. I love a good scrimmage in the chat, right? You know, like if you make something funny. If you have, but like, here's how to spot, and I've said this before, but I'm gonna repeat it because I think it bears repeating. Is that like, here's how you spot AI trolls versus regular trolls. The AI trolls cannot make a joke. They cannot create a joke out of anything. If you ask them to make something funny, they disappear. It's probably AI, right? If you guys go over to Zulu's chat, I would say like that's an R-rated chat. I would say like if you're gonna go in there with a thick skin. It's really fun. And like that's where I got lost because I had all this shit I was going to talk about, and now I'm just talking about like horse semen. So like that's how it goes between the two chats.
Nice.
Just so you guys know. How you guys doing?
Good.
DJ, you good?
Hey, well, always good to hear from you. We can count on you to kind of bring some more of this like humor and really get us in the gutter, but that's okay because it just adds depth to the show. You're like literally from New York, no bullshit. Like I love this. And hi, Nicole, if you're out there listening. But can we
She's
talk
in
about
the background over there somewhere.
Lowry?
What do you want to talk about?
Hey, so did you watch the Netflix special? What did you think of those jokes, and how did that make you, what was your reaction?
I think like eventually he's going to have to answer the call, and he's going to have to come on. If he doesn't, it's going to increase more pressure on him until the point where he's going to lose his leverage. Because like again, I'm the same as Mark. I'm like back in the day before the money rolled in, he was like one of the big ones that I listened to. And I was going back and forth between a bunch of stuff. This was always just hobby to me, man. It was always just hobby to me. It didn't get weaponized until that stunt they pulled in 2020. Once that happened, then I was like, oh shit, now I got to pull out the fucking guns and start talking about this shit. So I dove all the way back, and I watched Joe Rogan. As a matter of fact, Joe Rogan was on with somebody, I think it was Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson, and they brought up the flat earth topic, and it pissed me off. I got triggered. I was still Spaceballs back then. This was 2014, 2015. And I cussed all the way back. I was out at the beach. I was driving my car back on the highway back, and I was like, fuck this shit. I even shut off Joe Rogan because I was like, I appreciate the work that Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson have done. I really appreciate their work.
Same.
The reason you haven't heard from those guys lately is because they know it's flat now, and they have to reconfigure their entire historical disposition. And they don't know how to do it. That's why you don't see them anymore. Same way you don't see Neil deGrasse Tyson out there anymore doing a lot of shit because they're cornered. Everybody's cornered, and Joe Rogan is cornered now. He's cornered, and like he's gonna have to eventually either just like duck down and grow a fucking sack, and come on and have a reasonable adult conversation about facts that we can measure. It was never anything. I don't give a fuck if it's flat around. I give no shits whatsoever. I care about what I can measure. They don't want to talk about what they can measure. They want to talk about feelings. Oh, I'm talking about my feelings. This just can't be. This is all my history. Even Graham Hancock, all his work is great. And Randall Carlson's great. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's really hard for a lot of people to give up space because you were also one of those people. I remember, and so am I. Like I also have this fascination, obsession, intrigue of space, and to try to ponder that it couldn't be real is so impossible for some people because it's just the most amazing, if it is brainwashing. So for those people that rely on space, like Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock, his theory that says that comets came and crashed into the earth and added all the extra water necessary to kind of be in line with all the ancient texts talking about a flood that was here. Where did all this extra water come from? So they use space, and to eliminate space, then they have to point too closely to the biblical narrative, which is that these giant craters that are all hit at a 90-degree angle without any, disruption in the soil, and there's no evidence of a rock or something. They're all hit. That honestly, it could be the springs of the deep bursting forth, which is pretty interesting to me.
And it doesn't hurt. I've heard that too, like the springs, and I like that. I like that look of that idea. Here's the thing: they don't have to reconfigure their careers. They did good work. Randall Carlson is really a good thinker. So is Graham Hancock. They don't have to reconfigure it. All they have to do is come out and say, okay, well, this portion of my work was really great. I have to reconfigure this little portion of it over because I hadn't even considered the fact that there's no measurable curvature. They hadn't considered it, and because I think the older you get, the more you're in that old brainwash, that generational brainwash of spherical, reality. They have to reconfigure that. That's why they have went in hiding, especially that douchebag that talked about Mars for 2 years. It took me on a 2-year ride on Mars. I can't remember what his name is, but like he's like the objects on Mars guy. He basically disappeared from the internet, just vanished. And Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson they haven't disappeared, but they're definitely not doing the rounds the way they used to. Now it was Joe who had them on and gave them a really big platform, and now he's got to answer. I think he has to answer to Mark. He's got to answer to Austin. Like again, I'm a cheerleader for this thing. I'm a musician, man. I happen to know natural law, and I'm good at this topic. But he has to answer to these big platforms now. Somebody has to. He has to come on.
Talk.
And Mark,
let them present their case, see what happens, get more eyes and ears on the topic, and try to disprove it or prove it. Like that's the point of Mark's things. Do a flat Earth conversation. Have a flat Earth show.
They already know, dude. DJ, they already know it's flat. Every single one of those motherfuckers already know it's flat. They already know it's flat. They're just trying to reconfigure the way they can play their card game now to get back in the game. They already know it. They know this shit. You know when you can see somebody that knows it's flat because they fucking dart around the subject, you can tell they're playing the card game. So, like, really, like, from our position, I guess, and Mark, I think you're probably in the best position because you're the best, what do you call that? What's the word for that? Not a diplomat. You're the diplomat. You know how to speak the language and make a really good conversation. Because if I got on the line with one of these guys, I would just go nuclear. So, like it needs a person that has a level head that can talk into their space and give them a little way to reconfigure and basically re-engineer their history of their theory. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
Am I making sense here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. I might rant. What's that? What? Okay. Nicole's like, no, yeah, that's right. No. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. So
it's
I
a
love
lot.
you guys. You guys are doing great.
It's good to have this conversation because it's what freaks people out in my experience, where they just think that the lies become so heavy in this cloud of black just hovering over all assets of reality. And it's like, to me, we got to expand and think bigger and like let the light shine through that this world is a beautiful created realm. And then you open yourself up to who that could be and go from that.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like really just like let go of your ego. Come on and have an adult conversation. Let's talk about what we can measure. That's all that matters. What we can measure. Don't judge the ground that you're walking on by what you can see in the sky.
There you go.
Yeah.
Roll from there and then have an adult conversation. And guess what? If you just admit that you didn't have all of your theory together, if you admit that, you can come back into the conversation and be a human being and live amongst us and actually get rid of the ego.
Right.
But right now it's just at this culmination point. Anyway, I'm ranting, Mark. Okay.
That's okay. Peanut's already throwing stuff at the screen. So, all right, I will. Okay. I will talk. I'll talk to you afterwards. Okay, he hung up. Go ahead. What was that, DJ?
Oh, I love Peanut. He's like, yeah, come on.
He's doing the whole producer thing. All right. Let's grab. You know what? This kid's been on for a while. Let's try 657. 657 out in California. What part of California are you in, by the way?
This is just the phone I got when I came back to the United States from Hong Kong.
Oh, I know who you
Sorry
are.
About
it's okay.
Sorry about talking about that stuff last time.
That's okay.
I won't bring it up again.
That's okay.
Anyway, so hey, do you guys remember when Trump was having that big rally and they tried to shoot him in the head and now we all kind of don't talk about it anymore?
Yeah.
Is that really weird or is it just me?
Oh, no. It's weird, man. What makes it that the reason
they talked about, Kennedy since forever.
Well,
there's guys who dedicated their lives to like that whole thing and we just kind of forgot about it, or
well, you got there was three parts to this, and I won't spend too much time on it. Which is one, he didn't die; two, he was barely wounded; and three, the wound seemed to self-heal to the point where he hasn't been wearing anything on his ear now for some time, and nobody. And I'm sorry, part three is the blue team media hates him. So any excuse they can not to talk about that, not to put him on any sort of hero pedestal, they're going to do it. It is a little, and honestly, Fox News doesn't really have much to go off on either. Remember, Fox News, they're pro-Trump, but they're like, nobody wants to talk about it, so we're not going to talk about it either. We covered it, so you know how it goes, man. It's an almost, right?
Yeah.
It's like the Olympics. I'll use an Olympics reference. It was a Jerry Seinfeld joke. I'm going to steal it, which was, he goes, greatest guy in the world, right? In the front, and then like a thousandth of a second behind him, never heard of him, right?
Yeah, never heard of him.
So in this case, a bullet hit a guy's ear. That's all we got. But yeah, you're right. There should be more to it, considering people we were told the people died in the stands. So, or at least one guy died in the stands. So, and there were people injured. You're right. It should be a thing, but that's not what they're focusing on. Now it's a horse race to the till November. That's all that anyone's going to care about between now and then.
Well, on a completely separate note, I would like to thank the Australian dancer,
the break dancer.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, the breakdancer. I would like to thank her because we will never, ever see breakdancing in the Olympics again.
Nope.
Ever.
Nope.
So
it was a terrible.
She actually kind of hooked us up.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea. I was honestly, when I heard that it was like, when they were showing up, what do you mean breakdancing is part of the Olympics? Like, breakdancing was a thing when I was in like a freshman in high school. That's a while ago.
Yeah.
And
me too, man. I mean, we're the same age.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a terrible. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
I like that. I mean, the girl made it a fool of herself, and I love all the memes. But come on, why? What about the person who got the only gold medal in breakdancing? They're just the one and only for life. That's
Right.
so funny.
I hope she gets some media opportunities from this. I really hope so. So bad it's good. So wrong it became right again.
Doing it.
Yeah, it's.
Well, we're all women haters for even,
Oh yeah.
saying anything negative about her at all.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's not the case.
I love that she got even more. I mean, again, that shows you the media ridiculousness, what we were talking about earlier. Anything to get social media clout, where she got more clout than almost everybody in track and field.
Just the whole outfit. I like her little bend move.
Yeah,
killed me.
Oh, it was quality.
So-
Peanut actually replays it a lot, from what I understand. He's actually set it up to different music and he kind of dances to it. It's pretty good.
I like the memes with her in Jurassic Park scenes when she's doing remember that one move she did where she's like the Tyrannosaurus Rex or whatever?
Dude. Oh my God.
Look back into it, you'll see it.
Oh no, I remember it. I was getting
pasting that in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have PTSD from
the one
from
behind
that
the head. That killed me.
Yeah.
It just hurt.
Yeah.
Sideways.
That's quality.
Good job, honey. Keep practicing.
Yep. Yeah, you watch that and then
anyway, that's all I got.
Okay, man. Well, thank you, and thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll catch you next week.
All right. Bye bye. And by the way, if there was a guy that called in, I'm not going to say your last name, named Michael. I was not going to release your last name. There's plenty of Michaels out there. If you were listening to the show, and yes, I might say Mike from whatever city, but I don't think they're going to figure out it's you. That you might be somewhat famous, because my producer says, "Hey, that such and such called in." It's like, oh crap, because normally we don't try to out people unless they want to get outed. So, which the exception would be Kelsey Grammer, which I've been trying to out for years, but whatever.
We have. What are you talking about?
Shut up, DJ. We don't. No.
We picked them up. Are they calling in?
No, if they're calling in, I don't release their full name generally.
That's fine. That's fair.
Yeah. And
I don't have my name.
There you go. Yeah, nobody knows who DJ is in real life. That's not true. They could probably find you. They could screenshot you and put you on reverse image capture, and that'd be it.
It's coming. That's when they locked me up for my 5150.
Nice. No, yeah, and nobody knows Peanut. That's actually pretty true. Most people don't. All right, let's pick up at least one more. We'll pick up one more before New York. Oh boy, DJ, you're gonna have to make a pick here. Let's go with either Minnesota or Vegas.
Minnesota. I don't know if we know who that is.
All right, let's pick up Minnesota. 651. I know you've called in before because we got you tagged. So what's up?
Yeah. Hello, this is Ben. Can you hear me?
I can.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, good. Hey, love your show. Love your show, like I said. But a couple things I wanted to bring up. One was about Donald Trump. When I saw this clip where he talked about to his supporters, if you guys vote, get out there and, vote for me and bring all your supporters, you will never have to vote again.
Right.
If that isn't declaring a dictatorship, I don't know what is, And it's amazing how people who are Trump supporters are trying to say, well, he said that, but he didn't really mean that. Sometimes you gotta believe what people say. But the other thing too, that with Kamala Harris, with understand when she was in California, there was a guy on death row, but she had evidence to prove that the guy was innocent, and she had to be forced by the courts to release the evidence. And then there were guys who had served their sentence, and she refused to let them out. Wanted to keep them in so they could continue to be slave labor. It seemed like with this election coming up, we are going to be forced into either a dictatorship or a police state. I don't know how you can look at it any other way. And then with Kamala's vice presidential candidate there too. They showed. I saw the clip, and I remember during the pandemic how when he had they had the police forcing people back into their homes. And
right.
Again, this idea of a police state, that is going to be a real thing, and that's people are not addressing this as much as they should. I think
No, I hear
that's the main thing I wanted to kind of talk about.
All right. Well, thank you.
I want to bring up. Hey, one more thing. Well, one more thing I want to say real quick, and then I want to hear this. But about the with the weather, I've seen two things. I've seen a lot of things, but it's two things I've never seen before. And one was a cloud. How you can have a cloud appear and disappear, and it's a direct result of this spraying, geoengineering, climate change, whatever you want to call this thing. But that's man-made Franken stuff they're doing right there. And the other day, wife and I was driving, and we saw a rainbow actually come down on the ground. I mean, that's supposed to be something that was in fairy tale land. Well, this rainbow actually was on the ground, and it was just right in front of us. It was just these things are just not real. I'm not not normal to what
I hear
should be normal.
I hear you.
That's all I want to talk about.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm going to put you on mute just so that DJ can get his points across, because unfortunately we're winding down the show here, and I do want to pick up New York. DJ, go. What do you got?
Oh, well.
What do you?
I mean, I was.
Well, no. You had your notebook. Did you want me to answer, and you were going to write something down?
Yeah. Thank you. Donald Trump saying that's actually on a lot of people's minds. So it kind of ties in with creating fear. Like, that's why we don't hear about the Trump bullet in the ear, because the left doesn't want to paint him any more of a hero. They don't want to give him any more praise because he survived.
Right.
So it also kind of in the same vein of like Trump, there's all those prophecies, and I've seen the conspiracy world talking about how Trump could be the last president. Apparently there's all these kind of, there's books about it with Barron Trump and that kind of stuff. So people have their eye on Trump to see if he is going to be this dictator, antichrist figure or something.
Right.
So, hey, on the flat side, we're just keeping an eye out for both sides. But it is interesting to me, what I wrote down is that Trump is declaring that you'd never have to vote again. And that is actually scaring some of my liberal friends. So
they should. It absolutely should. And I've said this now for a while, which is both sides are playing for keeps. This is a winner-take-all scenario where both sides are gearing up that red team wants to, it's gotten so polarized that red team and blue team want to finish each other off, which up until now has been impossible. And this election, which is why I said, we've only had 58 elections. This will be the 59th. And it will be, I have a feeling it's going to be contested. The first official, formally, legally contested election where neither side wants to give in. And don't forget, I don't want to dwell, unfortunately, because the show is winding down, which is the Electoral College is ratified, is signed off by the Vice President of the United States, who, for the first time ever, is running for president. So if that VP wins, or if they lose, they have to either ratify themselves or ratify somebody who they hate. How that plays out, we have no idea. And I know that Peanut's like, oh no, she might dismiss herself, or there'd be a conflict of interest. It's like, I don't know if there's time to be a conflict of interest legally to try to it's like, does she turn it over to somebody else? Because blue team wouldn't want her to turn it over. That's like, no. You have the power. If Trump wins, do you sign off on it? Don't forget what happened when Mike Pence did sign off on it back in January 6th, 4 years ago. Well, if he didn't sign off back then, where would we be? Then we might be in a situation where we're rolling into now. So we'll see.
Does she just sign herself into the presidency?
Bingo.
And ding, 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 ding,
bingo.
Ding. Oh,
absolutely.
Oh,
or
and everybody, whoosh, there goes all the votes. I'll just sign right here and waltz right in.
Yeah, it's not talked about that much. It will be as we get closer to November, but that is a big deal. Big deal.
That's a crazy scenario. Okay, that would be super entertaining if that happens. I mean, democracy, that's what people should be up in arms, freaking out over this. On both sides. It shouldn't be that manipulative. You got to get there. This house of cards business that's unfolding before our eyes. Like, the people need to speak up on both sides. And so the flat side is like definitely a proponent for like fairness and equality and truth and justice.
And Peanut reminds us it's not officially a democracy. There's some democratic things involved, but it is a constitutional republic by the people, for the people. Anyway, let's go with this last call because we're running a little late. Where is he? There he is.
Right now, Constitutional Republic. I remember that.
Constitutional Republic. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it with a Constitutional Republic.
Republic. New York. New York. Worst state to be in. Hey, DJ. Hey, Mark. Hey, Peanut. Wow.
Zulu, what's up?
What's up, Zulu?
What up? What up? What up? Wow. Quite the interesting call there, Lowry. Just saying. You really classed the joint up.
I know, right?
And that's tough. I'm fucking a rude bastard. Holy cow. Too funny. Too funny. Yeah, the Trump ear is ridiculous. Why don't they talk about it anymore? Because it was fake and it healed miraculously. Yeah. Like, come on.
He's not wearing anything on it.
Where's the schnauzer? Where is the schnauzer?
The schnauzer?
Oh, the schnauzer.
Where is the schnauzer?
Little Daisy, she's next door with her friends. She's got her own life.
Oh, okay. I heard you say, she's got her own life. That's funny. Yeah, I heard you say that before. Your dog is adorable. Just saying.
Thank you. She's a blessing. Thank you for bringing her up. That's so cute. I know. It's like living with a stuffed animal that loves you more than life, and she's super chill and independent, which is amazing.
Yeah. Well, obviously she's got her own gig. She's like, peace, Dad. I'll see you later.
I don't even know. It's so funny.
Oh my God. And it's weird. Like you were saying about clothing. They don't make clothing like they used to. I am literally wearing a 25-year-old Carhartt hoodie, and it's fine. Faded, but fine.
There you go.
Totally warm, not falling apart. Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it, I usually write stuff down.
Really?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Really?
Zulu,
Yeah.
what did you think of the caller that said we need to push this to Owen Benjamin? I thought that was cool.
Yeah, Owen probably should.
Yes and no. I mean, I didn't like the guy, just saying, but, I mean, Owen has been weird about it. Like, I don't know if
he's not anymore. People are changing still, even within the flat earth.
Yeah. I mean, he knows.
Maybe he saw Mark.
I don't know.
Do it.
Maybe. I mean, if they had a one-on-one, Mark's really good at that, talking to people.
Talk to Owen. Mark?
I would talk to Owen. And I'm up for anything, but yeah, Owen would be a good guy to poke fun because he pokes fun at Joe Rogan all the time. So I think he could take my little.
Oh hell yeah!
He could take my little video and he probably hasn't even watched the special. He probably should watch the special and then rip him a new one.
Have you ever talked to Owen one-on-one?
No, that was David Weiss, and I think Whitsitt has talked to Owen. I haven't. No, wait. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry. I met him.
You did.
Yeah, I met him in.
So famous now, he's forgetting.
Oh
people.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
No, we.
He's like,
yeah, it was Dallas. Absolutely.
I didn't see him in the limo.
Oh my God. No. I met him at the cocktail hour.
Have we met? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No. I'm seriously. Not only that, but I had him sign his name in my book when I mentioned Owen Benjamin because he was one of the Flat Earth friends of the family, and so I had him sign it. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I've never interviewed with him, but I did meet him. Yes. That's bad.
Well,
that's bad.
That would be cool.
I mean, or a public fan.
Like, I think he would definitely get it to Joe's ears, no doubt.
Mike?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah.
Even Peanut talked to him. By the way, even Peanut was in Dallas. He talked to Owen Benjamin.
That's cool. Because Owen documented his journey.
Yeah. Hey, we're Yeah, Peanut's calling time, Zulu.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Give
I know.
Give me what you got.
I got a quote.
What's your quote?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, Peanut's...
technical problem...
Go ahead.
Sorry, delay. Technical problems are like gremlins. They come and go. I'm just saying that because for some reason my internet went out, and it seems like it only happens on Tuesdays. Very strange. Very strange.
Peanut counters that quote with, if it was a democracy, Taylor Swift would be president, which is true, which is why we have an electoral college.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Again,
yeah, absolutely.
You can't, unfortunately, you can't leave it just up to the population. Look up Cyprus and how that YouTube prankster made it to the European Member of Parliament because he went on his channel and said, "Hey, vote me as Parliament," and they did. And there was no electoral college that counted them. So, all right, shout outs, go.
Democracy is real. Is that what I'm learning?
Well, some places.
Yeah.
Not here.
Some places, right. Shout out to Ice Queen, Mark Sargent, DJ, Patricia Steer, Karen B, NDB, BST tomorrow at 4:20 with Mark Sargent.
Right, I'm going to be on with
so
him.
Everybody knows.
Yep, on Zilla 1.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Jerome, Jan, John, Kristen. I remembered this time, Kristen Gallo. There's your shout out. Love you guys.
All right.
Love you, Lou.
We will be back next week. Same flat time, same flat channel. Say goodnight, DJ.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night.
Nice.
Say goodnight, Zulu Constitutional Republic.
Good night, Zulu Constitutional Republic.
Perfect. And yeah.
Perfect.
Roll credits. Hot sex. Good night, everybody. We'll talk
Hot
soon. Cue Alex Lowry music because, you know, he does some music stuff.
I love Lowry's music. This is my favorite part of the podcast. Besides the callers and besides the headlines and besides working with you.
ever been. Wound up chasing stars all over again. you got, what you have, and what you'll ever need. There's love so many nights, so many nights, so many ways to believe.
Paige needs to get into her PJs with her cup of cocoa and her 6 marshmallows. Night, Mark.
That's Karen.
Mike Jack. Jack.
You realize it's the same link every week. It never changes.
Yeah, I know. I should paste it somewhere, I think. That looks really cool, DJ.
You're not on screen now, but that's good stuff. The whole no light thing. If you want to do like an anonymous thing. Oh, we should probably unblock. Well, I gotta wait till the dog, right? Dog's gonna show up. Almost done. True. That's me. That's my. I'm not gonna say fat face, but. Oh, my eyebrows are thick, man. Thick. Oh yeah, I mean like pliers and hand grenade to get them out thick. Yeah, they're pretty thick. I have to trim them on a pretty much a regular basis. You know it's bad when like the clipper people, you know, the barbers have to buzz them with clippers.